welcome to the Death Battle Cast. Yes, I'm Ben, voice of Wiz. I'm back as usual, I guess. Joined by Chad, voice of Boomstick. We've got Josh here, who's director and writer for Death Battle, and then joining us for the first time on the show in a little while, it's Kian, one of our researchers and writer for the past season.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Man, I swear to God, I was about to say, like, man, that was such a high energy, quick, great intro. I was literally about to be like, right at the end.
Mentally jinxed him.
Doing great, doing just fine, no problems at all so far.
Hey, speaking of which,
like
Ben, did you have something to read?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Speaking of wonderful problems that we're all dealing with right now. Well, I'll read this in a little bit. I did want to say, we leading up to this episode, we did post messages about this being about John Wick versus Beatrix from Kill Bill. That's only going to be part of the show. The person who was going to argue for Beatrix, I think, was not able to join us today, so we kind of had to do a last minute sort of shuffle around of what we're going to do today. So we got something fun in mind, but we are going to do a little bit of that regardless. So before we get into the show proper, I just want to reiterate something that I've been saying for the past couple shows. You probably know that Rooster Teeth is closing its doors in May, and for now, we will continue posting on our YouTube channel as normal. Super chats, you may have noticed, are currently disabled, and we do not recommend buying or gifting any new memberships for the time being. We are processing this info in real time, and we'll provide updates on specific plans on roosterteeth.com in the coming weeks, as well as our social medias. You can find us on, Twitter and Blue Sky and Instagram, wherever you look for us. So yeah, just keep an eye out on those, and we will let you know when we have new information. Okay, so what we are going to do for today's show is we're going to start off with what we planned, but then kind of veer into not just deciding who's the best assassin between John Wick and Beatrix Kiddo, but the best assassin of all time, I guess, or at least between these 20 characters, as we are doing a tier list episode. We haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm excited to get back into this and try this out. So the way our tier lists here on Death Battle Cast generally work is we have I just realized, we do have an S tier. Okay. We have the typical tiers as usual, but there is an S tier and a GOAT tier. And the way it's going to work is only 4 characters can go into the S tier total. And then at the end of the show, we're going to vote which of the S tier characters is the GOAT. I just realized S is typically top 4 in our tier list, but whatever, just consider it top 4. And that's our special rules. Otherwise, everything goes as usual for our tier list. All right, so yeah, there's some bounty hunters on the list as well. If they kill people at some point, I'm considering them assassin.
We're flying a little fast and loose with this one, all right? Because again, the plan for this episode got thrown out the window, so roll with us on this, okay?
Like an hour ago.
You try to be a bounty hunter without killing a few people, okay?
Yeah. Honestly, the difference between bounty hunters in real life and bounty hunters in fiction, they're assassins in fiction. They just put the bounty hunter name on top of them so that they sound either cooler or like less villainous. So like Samus is kind of an assassin. She just kills like monster people. So it is what it is. Okay, but we are going to be starting this with the matchup that we plan to do, which is John Wick and Beatrix Kiddo. They are our first 2 on the tier list.
Hey,
we're going to start talking about that.
I will say, Ben, Kino in the chat said, we will argue for Beatrix. You said we wanted to talk about it a little bit first, and
that's what we're doing right now.
Guess who would argue for John Wick?
Well, not today.
No, really?
I mean, Kian, I believe, was going to argue for John Wick, right?
I was going
Yeah.
I researched him.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
I researched him for the actual episode. I was prepared.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's go. If we bring up the tier list, John Wick and Beatrix should be the first two on the list. Yes. Okay, and then there's more that are off screen. So we're gonna decide where these two place, and that's going to essentially determine the direction we take for this tier list moving forward. Yeah, there's gonna be 20 characters on the list. Hopefully we can get to all of them. There's gonna inevitably be characters that aren't on the list. So Z Smith was hit on the list. There is a Dragon Ball character on the list. I didn't think about Hit when I was thinking of Dragon Ball Assassins. A different character came to mind, so that's the one that will be there. I did go with generally one character per franchise. I don't think I have multiple characters for a single franchise. So anyway, all right. So let's get into Wick and Beatrix. So Kian, because I know you were prepared to talk about how badass Wick is.
Yeah.
You want to just kind of run through how badass he is, what he can do, why he should be wherever you think he should be on the tier list?
Can I start off hot and strong? He should be S tier. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's see, because we did his episode. I think killed in just the first 3 movies over 300 people. Super duper good assassin. And then he hit, I think they counted another 150 in the 4th one. He's got 450 kills under his belt. He can use anything. He's got guns, any kind of guns, swords, knives, the pencil, glasses, a cane. He can do it all. His bare hands. Been trained since a kid. You know, he's the best there is at what he does. You know, he's literally a legend in his own world. You know, like the legendary hitman. He's got it. He's so got it.
And he just keeps going.
Yeah, unstoppable.
Yeah. Unstoppable.
The unstoppable assassin. Now here's I think what's going to be a little tricky with this whole tier list thing is the vast majority of the characters on our list here are good at what they do. So I do think we are going to probably have, if we were to rank this by how effective they are as assassins solely, all of them would be really high up there. Most of them would be really high up there. So I do think we need to look at this more broadly, like what makes them stand out amongst all the best assassins. Is there one thing about John Wick that makes him better than all the rest?
Durability and tenacity, in my mind.
That is definitely a thing. Yeah, I was talking with some people about this the other day. I was making a joke where there's so many videos about like how many people has John Wick killed. I want to know how many times he should have died but just didn't, you know? Because there's some stuff in the 4th movie where it's like he should, you know, like the stairs alone are worth like 4 deaths, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And also, how many times has he fired a gun and not hit somebody? Like, what is his, like...
What's his accuracy rate?
Ooh,
yeah.
Pretty accurate.
It's gotta be near perfect, right?
Dude, if he has a semi-automatic weapon, I don't think he ever misses. If it's like fully automatic, you know, which I'm trying to think, does he ever use like a fully automatic, like an MP5 or anything? Like, because like
there's a few times throughout the series where he's like doing covering fire, like when that scene with Common, like
okay,
train.
I mean, have you heard?
Like,
have you
that's
heard
not
about
necessarily intended to like kill. It's
but
more
he's
so
intending
just,
to
like,
miss. Yeah, that's
it's covering fire, right? Yeah.
I mean, have you heard about the thing where Keanu like literally invented a quicker way to reload guns that they now do in professional competitions?
I have not heard of
Did
this.
he? I did not hear about
this.
this.
He has like this magazine flip from the 2nd movie, and then people who like actually shoot guns for professional competitions, they picked up on that and start doing it now.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
Yo, I didn't know this. That's crazy.
Yeah,
of course
it's
he
really
did.
cool. You should look.
All right, I'll have to ask my dad. So I'll have him analyze it and see if that's legit.
Okay. I mean, that alone is. I'm convinced. I'm convinced S tier.
Yeah.
John Wick is such a great assassin that he changed the real world.
Yeah. Basically.
Reality warper confirmed. No, just kidding.
I mean, kind of. So, okay. I'm good with putting him in S tier, but like, let's compare him to Beatrix because again, only 4 are gonna get into S tier, so maybe that spot belongs to Beatrix. So,
chat, start making your arguments.
Yeah, I know we have some answers from you guys from the initial versus matchup that we were gonna do. So actually, This is very different from a typical episode of Cast, but let's go ahead and bring up the answers that you guys sent in for these characters. We can start with the Wick one, I think, and see what you guys had to say about Wick, and then we can jump over to Beatrix.
All right, Johnny Page. I have nothing but respect for his opponent, but John is insanely hard to kill. She might get a few lucky hits in, but his training and arsenal will definitely give him an edge in this battle. What can I say? He's wicked, and he could probably kill Bill a lot faster than her in the 2 movies. That is true.
She kills him pretty quick.
Okay. And then for the bride, what do we got here?
From Bigfoot. The bride survived a bullet to the head, dug herself out of a grave, knows the 5-point palm exploding heart technique, has a Hattori Hanzo sword, and can pluck your eyes out. John Wick may be in trouble, but even then, like John Wick's like.
He's never survived.
What's he gonna do without his eyes
plucked out?
What he could.
Why am I blanking on what's called the 5-finger technique or whatever?
Yeah.
Exploding heart technique. Wizards Warrior in the chat. What are we even doing? Good question. So we are determining which assassin between John Wick or Beatrix deserves to be at the top spot of the tier list before moving into other assassins, as we are turning this episode into a top 20 assassins in fiction, minus the ones that aren't on the list. So all right, so Beatrix, I'm curious, does anybody have an argument? And I'm looking at chat as well for this. Do you guys think Beatrix deserves to be higher on the tier list than
I just want to
John?
say for the bride, they did the grave thing on Mythbusters, and they busted that myth. They said it was impossible to, with that amount of room, to punch out of the grave and like dig your way out. So the fact that she did do it, I mean, that says something. She busted the Mythbusters busting. All right. Not bad.
So, okay.
Sure.
I mean,
here's the thing that I keep thinking, because I like Beatrix is great and amazing, but I'm like, I just like I'm thinking like okay, does she do the 5-finger whatever like and blows up his heart? In my mind, how that scenario plays out is, okay, John Wick's gonna die, but he'll kill her before he dies. Like, you know,
yeah.
Oh, my heart exploded. Yeah, like, and then dead. Like, I'll be like, you know what I mean?
It's hard for me to imagine a scenario where he lets her get that close to do it. Like,
yeah, but he definitely has the range advantage. Also, I think here's the one big problem that Beatrix is going to run into with that. It's based on hitting like pressure points in the main body, right?
Yeah.
He wears a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's fair.
If bullets can't get through it, is she gonna be able to actually hit all of the points well enough?
Yeah, her sword could, but she's gonna get real shot before she gets there, is the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a poll up. Who should be S tier, John Wick or Beatrix?
Wait, okay, question. So he took out like 400 some people with all those movies, right? But I mean, Beatrix takes out the 88 in one fight. Like, what's the highest number of people Wick takes out in one fight?
Oh, he killed that whole fortress of people in what, 2? Was it 2 or 3? Like,
what was that?
Yeah,
that was a lot of people.
I mean, it's 150 in the 4th movie alone, and I'm willing to bet most of those come from the 3rd act where he's making his way to the Sakakure.
Yeah.
So I could sing around 80, yeah.
Beatrix's Kino has a good point. Beatrix's opponents are way more trained than the mooks that Wick takes out. Wick takes out a lot of just thugs.
That's true.
Although he fights some really deadly assassins.
He fights good people, yeah.
Yeah. But when I guess you could say when he's in like a group of people, just wiping people out. The bride has been in a more deadly
normal bodyguard.
Yeah, and
so they got some like crazy training going on in that series.
Yeah. Flawless Walrus, love that username by the way. She also goes through the Hatchet Gang even quicker than Wick goes through his armies.
Okay, well, the chat has voted, and I think I'm agreeing with this pretty clear, decisive decision here, with 82% of the vote going to John Wick to be S tier. I think I agree. I think John should be S tier and Beatrix A tier. Does everybody agree?
Definitely.
Yes, we might. We'll see how the rest of the assassins stack up.
Oh yeah,
I think
this is where we kind of pick our standard here, and then we're gonna move on from here. So that's where we're starting. Remember, we can only have 4 people in S tier. So One's already filled. But next up, we've got Jason Bourne. I watched the Matt Damon movies years ago. I don't fucking remember.
Okay, I was literally about to say, like, here's the thing about the Jason Bourne movies. I remember watching them. Do not remember most anything.
I mean, he's
from
deadly
them.
as shit. He's badass. He kind of kicked off. We wouldn't have John Wick without Jason Bourne, essentially.
Yeah.
I remember there's a really cool close quarters fight scene in an apartment.
Yeah.
And that's like all I remember from the Bourne.
We wouldn't
scene.
have like shaky cam, like super edited fight scenes without without Jason.
I haven't even seen the Bourne movies at all, so I'm totally lost here.
I think I'm gonna say B tier just because he doesn't have quite the style of Beatrix, and there's a reason why the Wick movies kept going and the Bourne movies eventually fell off, and when they tried to revive it, it just didn't succeed because you can only do so much with Bourne. I think.
Yeah.
He's not as interesting of a person.
Does he even use?
Like, I mean, he uses
typical
pretty
guns?
much everything. Like he's basically just John Wick, but like boring John Wick. He's CIA John Wick instead of gangster John Wick.
White bread John Wick.
That's basically it. So, because he goes through like almost the same story, right? It just put the government there instead of the why am I blanking on what the group is called?
Man,
the High Table.
The High Table.
Yeah, but I'm looking at this list. He might fall down to C.
We'll see.
But
he's S tier meme material, though. I mean, the Jason Bourne memes are really fun. All right, so
the memes are.
What do you guys in chat think? What do you guys in chat think? A lot of people I see B for Bourne.
But this is what happens. They always do this with the tier list. If their name has like the letter in that. Anyway, I mean, we can put up a vote for each of these too. You know, so like. Here.
Wizards War retitle it, got sidetracked ranking assassins instead. Yeah, let's retitle the stream that real quick. Was that Punisher? No, this is Bourne. Punisher is actually not on this list. There's a different Marvel character instead. Oh yeah. Okay. So I see people just moving on already from Bourne. So let's go ahead and put Bourne on C actually and move on to the next one. Because I think everybody's ready to move on. So let's go ahead and bump Bourne down to C. And the next one is everyone's favorite Hitman, the Hitman, Agent 47 himself.
Killed a lot of people at SGC over the years.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wait a second, that was great. My favorite thing about Agent 47 is all the glitches that you can find of speed runs where he kills people with random objects in less than 2 seconds. So he's very efficient, inhumanly efficient, and he can use anything. Again, I can see why people request Wick versus Agent 47 because they got a lot of similarities in how they fight.
That would be a fun one.
Maybe not how they fight, but how they kill specifically.
I think this is going to be an A or S tier debate.
I'm seeing that in the chat as well. I'm actually going to put up a poll right now. That's just going to be S, A, or B.
This is the fourth character out of how many? 20? Are we going to burn 2 S tier slots right out the gate?
We'll see. I think A is probably appropriate for Hitman.
A tier is no insult.
A feels good.
Yeah, I mean, A is extremely high. If we put him in S, that's gonna come. I think that's gonna come under contention as we move on. But
an A for Agent.
There we go.
Easy.
All right, the poll is very close. Wow,
Josh with the most compelling argument, though.
I mean, I'm just giving them a taste of their own compelling. Okay, the poll is slowly moving away from S to A, though.
Close.
I think, Josh, I think you convinced enough people with that very compelling argument. A for Agent. We are putting Agent 47 in A rank. I think that makes sense. So he's going to be joining Beatrix. Very high up. Keep that in mind. A is still like the best you can be without being in our top 4.
Yeah.
Love that. All right.
Oh man.
There's so many more.
Yeah. So next up, we're pushing the idea of assassin here and bringing bounty hunter a little bit more. Spike Spiegel.
I mean, oh, that's so helpful. Thank you, Mike, because it's always blurry on our end. Oh, dude.
This is tough.
Spike's so cool.
He's probably good.
He's
at his
very
job,
cool. That's the
right?
thing. The cool factor makes me want to put him maybe higher than he deserves.
Very skilled martial artist.
What do you think by what do you mean by deserves?
I just don't. I mean, I don't know it as well as everybody else probably does, but like in my mind, the thing I remember him for is just being such a cool, stylish fighter, not necessarily like crazy feats.
Yeah. Kage does bring up a good point.
Yeah.
I have to. He says, Kage says, have to place in C rank. He's a bounty hunter more than an assassin. Again, we're kind of lumping that together because bounty hunters in fiction tend to be more assassins than like what bounty hunters are. But I could totally see that being a reason to bring him down a bit.
Oh, if he is more bounty hunter,
I just saw that too. That's amazing.
If he is more bounty hunter, how good is he at his job? How much does he actually kill people?
Well, he has a lot of help too.
Yeah.
It is a team thing for him. And I mean,
but he fights so cool.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
But he's also maybe one of the more flawed, like, assassins on the list, right? Because he's an interesting character. So I think as an assassin, I would be willing to go B. It feels weird to say this because Spike is such a awesome character.
Yeah.
But I think it's
His initials are SS. How are we throwing this? It should be obvious.
As for Spike Spiegel, I'm seeing a lot of people in chat saying B and C.
Yeah. I see a lot of A's too.
Yeah. All right. B for Bebop.
Nice.
B for
C for Corky. All right. I think we'll put him in B for now.
But nah, dude, that's so it's probably like if you really divorce like how much you love the character and how cool he is, like that's probably right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say if we're not we have to be very specific about like different things that make him an assassin here. Otherwise, I feel like everybody's gonna end up in A. So that's the thing here. So next up, yeah, we're gonna have to make some tough calls like that.
Nubia, oh my god. Anyway,
speaking of characters that we might need to make a tough call on, next up is Terminator, the T-800 or T-850.
Ooh.
An assassin who sneaks into human colonies and reveals himself to be a fucking robot. I'm gonna say,
here's
you have something to say?
I have only seen the first Terminator.
What?
I haven't seen the others. I know. It's a great shame. I'm trying to rectify it, Chad. I know.
Don't cheat somebody for not seeing Terminator 2. It's an old ass movie.
No, it's anyone. It's fine. Good.
No, I have only seen the first. If I was going solely off the first, he is garbage at his job. He had one thing, and they were normal people, and he ruined it. Yep. Does he get better in the later ones?
I mean,
the later ones, we never see him as an assassin ever again.
Yeah.
Right.
Does he at least kill?
Well,
Does he kill a
he
normal
kills,
person?
but like until he's told not to.
So I agree.
Pacifist now?
I think Terminator should be garbage because there's a huge design flaw in the entire concept of the Terminator. If you're going to design somebody to sneak into typical human camps, why the fuck is he Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, that's my thing.
Why isn't he just a normal looking guy?
And on top of that, he's not even like programmed to try and be stealthy. Because like you see, his fighting style is just
he just walks up to you and kills you.
And like anything in his path, he'll just murder it. But it's like everybody knows what the fuck is happening. They're like, that guy's killing a lot of people, and he's like, I don't care. Like, and he just keeps going. Like.
Now, to be fair, in Terminator 1, we do see in a flashback or flash forward a different Terminator infiltrate a camp and just start shooting people up. But dogs are able to detect whether or not you're a Terminator. There's such an easy way to counter Terminators. Just get a fucking dog. That's all you need. Like, so I think they're garbage. I think it's utter bullshit.
I agree.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Great at killing, but.
Terminators and garbage. All right, so here's our comic book characters. So first up, we've got Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. So we did go one character per franchise, and we ended up going with Bucky. So if you wanted Punisher on this list, sorry. But this guy is the most assassin of the Marvel characters as far as I know.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense. But he's also a brainwashed assassin.
Yeah,
so maybe that changes things.
He was very effective when on like full brainwash mode, right? Like very, very effective. But then like, Cap stuff happened and all that. And then it became, I'm not good at what I can do because, I got the bad brain happening.
I'm seeing chat, a lot of people saying B.
Is it because
Master Pink, not Taskmaster? I thought about Taskmaster, but then somebody mentioned Winter Soldier. And I was like, he's literally the assassin, right?
Yeah, that feels good to include him.
B for Bucky, says
B for Bucky. Okay.
Yeah, it does feel good. B seems good.
I mean, Bucky's very efficient, but then he does, he regrets everything that he does, and then he doesn't want to be an assassin anymore. He quits being an assassin, and there's no quitters allowed on this tier list. So
it's also gotta be tough because like his competition's probably a lot trickier than what most of the others are dealing with, right?
Yeah.
Like he has to go up against Captain America or like, any other kind of superhero.
Very true. Howland Commando says Winter Soldier is an easy S and has consistent and excellent record as an assassin, brainwashed or not, and is a super soldier who practically never fails. That's true. I think what happened is I saw that you grabbed the MCU image, so I'm just thinking like MCU Winter Soldier.
Well, we only see him as an assassin in MCU like briefly, so but he does have a whole career,
right?
Where he is incredibly deadly.
Yeah.
Oof. You know what? Yeah. Okay. Dublade X also brings up a good point. Deathstroke can't even kill a bunch of teenagers, and he's the next one. So how about we make this similar to what we did with Beatrix, John Wick? We make this between the two of them. The next one up is Deathstroke. So which of them should be A tier? Which of them should be B tier? Or if you want to argue for S tier, we still have spots in S tier.
I mean, Deathstroke's pretty cool.
The teenagers thing is a good point.
Yeah.
They're superpowered teenagers. Most of them. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Most of them are superhuman.
He has gotten some stuff on the Justice League too, hasn't he? I know it was a lot of older comics, but he kind of fits into that Batman realm in terms of like he is a guy, but is he a guy?
Yeah, I mean, Deathstroke got like a super serum type thing that gives him a healing factor. For some reason, the healing factor doesn't heal his eye, but everything else can heal.
Like limbs, or
I don't think it regrows limbs, so that's probably why it doesn't regrow the eye.
Probably why.
I'm seeing a lot of A's for Deathstroke and B's for Bucky. That's interesting.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, I mean, I think Deathstroke technically has more like traditional training and that kind of thing. He's got better armor, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some B's for both, though.
B for both.
Yeah, Connor says S because of being a threat to the Justice League. Okay, I think this is pretty wide open at the moment. So I'm actually going to make a poll for each one. So Winter Soldier, S, A, B. See, I don't think anybody's arguing that he should be garbage. So we're going to put up a poll for Winter Soldier real quick. Go ahead and vote what you think he should be. We'll leave that up for a little bit. I am feeling like the more I think about it, I think Deathstroke is the more, both of them are extremely efficient, but some people have brought up how Deathstroke is a consistent threat for the Justice League. And Winter Soldier isn't really like, he's not going to be fighting Hulk.
Yeah, he's not like an Avengers threat.
Yeah, he's not really going to be taking on the Avengers all that often, at least compared to Deathstroke versus the Justice League, right?
Yeah, but he fought like Cap and Iron Man simultaneously, right? Didn't he? I'm trying to remember now.
We talking about the movies?
War.
Yeah, in the movies.
He fought Cap a lot.
Captain America and Winter Soldier fought Iron Man together in the movies. So,
that's what it was.
Interestingly, the poll is leaning towards B. Okay. I'm a little surprised.
B for both?
B for both? Bucky Barnes.
B for Winter Soldier. All right. Now, I'm going to make one.
No one can resist the alliteration.
The
ultimate
No one can resist alliteration.
Well, unfortunately, we do not have a D tier list option. So, what you going to do when I put up Deathstroke?
D
What are you
for
gonna
garbage.
vote? Because there's no D. Actually, there is a D option.
There is an
Shit.
S. There's an S.
There is a D option, and I didn't include it. That's my bad. if you guys want him to be in D tier, you're gonna have to do a write-in in the chat. Okay, so we're getting a few S votes in, but it looks like A is pulling away pretty quickly. So I believe this is an A tier. We're putting Deathstroke in the A tier. We're still open to S tier. We still only have one in S tier.
Well, not now. Now we have two.
Well, next up is Killua.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Now we have two. Like, there's no.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Killua's S tier.
There's no way Killua's not S tier. But like, unless anyone has a compelling argument for why Killua should not be S tier.
Definitely feels like a league of their own so far. Like, this is a step up.
I think Killua's S tier. Killua's just he's just a good boy. He's just a good old assassin boy. How can he not want Killua in S tier?
You can trick your senses. He's literally his whole family and his purpose is assassin. Like,
okay, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people agreeing Killua is either A or S. I'm voting S. Chad's voting S. What about the rest of you guys? Josh, Kian, what are you guys thinking?
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, we got our second
Campbell,
S.
He got kill in the name.
yeah,
exactly.
He's literally gonna kill you.
If we've learned anything today, there's power in your name.
Okay, and power in family. Killua may have a shitty family, but this next character has a completely different family relationship. We're talking about Yor. I don't know much about this character, to be honest. So I'm gonna hand it off to somebody else.
I think she has potential for S tier. I think definitely at least top of A, and we can see how the rest of the list plays out. But she's got like super duper human strength relative to her own series. Like she's kicked a car off the road, and she's like ran faster than a car. She's like thrown a volleyball into orbit. Yeah. The weird thing about Yor,
that's right.
Yeah. The weird thing about Yor in her own series is that of the 3 family members, well, I guess 4 if you count Bond, she gets the least amount of time. Like there's only one arc so far where she's the protagonist. So we haven't seen her quite as much, but we do know that she's like really strong, and like again, like Wick, she's got this very like legendary status in the assassination world.
Also, to the chat voting, I gotta say, just like we had to divorce the coolness factor from Spike, divorce the waifu factor here, y'all.
I'm kind of regretting putting Spike in B, to be honest.
Interesting.
I don't know. We'll see. S tier she's pulling away some S tier votes here. Okay. So we got 47% S, 37 A.
She probably is S tier, but we'll have to see if anybody can dethrone her. Because I think that the last spot is gonna get taken up by this next guy.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so you think she's probably S tier? I'm gonna go with your call on this one. Do you think we should put her in A tier and as a potential S for later, or just put her in S and then we'll see how it goes?
I think we put her top of A tier for now, but I think depending on how things shake out, she could be an S.
Okay. Actually, looking at the vote, it's starting to like become much closer between S and A, so that actually seems like it aligns with what Chad's thinking as well.
Grumpa said, screw Chad, let us simp. Yeah, see?
All right, we're gonna put Yor in A tier for now. But she's definitely a contender for S whenever we get to our next, whenever we get to the last S tier character.
So you can take Koro-Sensei and put him straight up in GOAT.
Yeah.
All right, Koro-Sensei from Assassination Classroom, the Reaper, kind of teaching people to kill himself.
On a power scale, no one on this list is. I don't think we'd have to look at it again, but I don't think anybody's as close. Koro-Sensei, the man can fly across the planet in a matter of seconds. He's like he is basically a god. This guy, like, I have wanted him
power
to
scale
be...
wise, yes, he's clearly in upper echelon here. The only one who could maybe find a way to beat him would probably be Deathstroke, just because he can deal with the Justice League characters. But yeah.
Like,
I mean,
when I saw
I'm cool
him
with
on
putting
this
him in
list,
S.
sorry,
I'm cool with putting him in S.
Yeah, he's S.
Because I do think he's a real contender for GOAT for sure. What does chat think? Chat, are you guys cool with
a lot of them
S?
are with me on GOAT, to be honest.
Yeah, I see a lot of... Oh, Samus. Yeah, Samus could probably keep up with him pretty well. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of agreements here. Koro-Sensei in S tier. All right. Jonathan Avery says, I have never even seen Assassination Classroom, but Koro is an S. So yeah, all right. You don't even have to have seen the show.
I have wanted to put Koro-Sensei in a death battle for so long, ever since I watched Assassination Classroom when I was doing Double Talk with Funimation, and I just like, because my death battle brain was going nuts while we were watching that, because I'm like, this character is ludicrously powerful.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Speaking of ludicrously powerful, next up, Samus Aran. I know she's a bounty hunter, but she kills a lot of people. So
yeah, but she has to get permission from a man to use her weapons.
All right.
They're space aliens. Like, she kills a lot of pirates. Ridley is technically like a warlord, even though he looks like a dragon monster man. So yeah. I think she counts as an assassin.
Okay.
Working for people sometimes, and sometimes just kind of doing her own thing.
What's the bad Metroid that I just made the joke about? What's the
Flawless
bad?
Walrus says she assassinates planets all the time.
Other M just is a massive weight dragging her down a tier in my mind.
It's been so long since Other M. I mean,
so
Dread came out recently.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
We will maybe see Prime 4. Maybe. Probably not.
Come on.
All right. I mean, okay. Let's go back to our tier list real quick, because I know we considered Spike. We put in B tier partly because of whether or not he was an effective assassin. I mean, Samus is a pretty effective assassin, right? Like, Samus just kills everything. The only thing she didn't kill was like the Metroid baby. That's basically it.
Because she's definitely on the, how do you say, outskirts of the whole assassin thing compared to a lot of these others.
Right.
But she's also really strong.
And got a kit of an arsenal very different than anyone else on this list. Like, so
that nerd, she still takes orders in Dread. That's true. She is still beholden to orders, I guess. Okay, this feels so weird to be trying to argue against Samus, but I would put her at B because she is an assassin who follows the law. And like, she tries to stick with the law and under the Federation's rules and stuff. Whereas literally I believe every other character on this list is like, fuck the feds. We're gonna kill everybody, right? Like, that's kind of what everybody else is doing as an assassin. So she's borderline cop is what Samus is doing. She's like almost a fucking space cop. So I'm gonna say B.
It looks like the chat's consensus is fine with B. Like,
throw up the hands in the air. Okay, fine. She's B. Yeah, we'll put her on B tier.
Yeah, Doug tried to shamelessly influence us with a S for her screw attack. Yeah.
I'm getting a vibe here that B is the tier for characters who are like of assassins or former assassins. You know, like they were really deadly or are really deadly, but there's like one thing that makes them kind of weird compared to everybody else.
And then we've got the Matt Damon tier.
Yeah.
Just change that.
Just change the C of
just say Matt Damon.
Yeah. Okay, next up we've got Short King Oddjob.
Oddjob.
I mean, just GoldenEye the game. I have such hatred for this character, but also he was definitely the most effective multiplayer character.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Oddball.
Yeah, and he set the standard for the Bond like side villain, right?
Yeah.
Oddjob's great.
Who here has a deadlier hat? You know?
Is he is he actually a good killer, or is he just hard to kill?
Zhongli does point out in the chat he only killed one person. The majority, and he also uses a hat for a weapon. Like, that's a pretty ineffective weapon. Doesn't he die from the hat? Wait, I'm forgetting how Oddjob died.
Here's the thing. They hyped him up to be an incredible assassin, but yeah, we didn't really see a lot other than him killing like one person, and then Bond does kill him. So
he does just sort of stand in one place and throw a hat. That's kind of his strategy.
I might have to throw him in garbage, but I feel a little bad about it.
Oh, okay. I remember now. So, okay. So the way he dies,
what movie is
Bond, he throws a hat at Bond. Bond dodges it, grabs it, throws it back. He dodges it, but it gets wedged in these metal bars. And there's this power cable just laying out between the two of them, discharging electricity. As he grabs the hat, Bond grabs the cable, shoves it into the metal bars, and it electrocutes Oddjob to death. He was totally aware that this cable was there.
Garbage.
So he's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he is maybe overhyped. All
He's
right,
just hard
chat.
to kill. He's not good.
C or garbage? What do you guys think?
I think he could hang out with Damon.
Is he Matt Damon tier or garbage tier?
He killed one person and then was murdered. Like,
Damon
he's Garbo.
is at least an effective assassin.
Yeah, like he was all like it was all they just talked about him. They hyped him up too much, and
All right, garbage tier. He's hanging out with Terminator, who's the assassin who is obvious.
Kano
like
said,
the secret assassin
Terminator would be better than Oddjob. Right, and so that's why he's also the Terminator's obviously above him.
All right, I'm glad that we figured out how this tier list works. The last 5 characters. Roar Zoro, he's up next. The pirate hunter.
Third Degree has a very good point, Ben. Why is Oddjob on here instead of Bond?
He's a spy.
Because Bond would also be an A tier. I don't know. Yeah, he's more of a spy than an assassin. Sure, we'll go with that. Ronorzo! I feel like he's gonna be in another B tier because he's like used to be an assassin and then he wasn't. And that's kind of why Spike and that's kind of why Winter Soldier is in B tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? I've only started like the first couple arcs of One Piece, but is he just really good at killing? Like, does he actually kill a lot of people?
Oh yeah. Zoro is an incredibly deadly character.
It's definitely a point in his favor then. But then how much is it like, because this is also partially bounty hunter, like, is he given targets or does he just show up to places?
Jack of all trades, you're right. He gets lost. So he is an incredibly effective killer and fighter. However, Zoro's main weakness is that he's terrible with directions. He doesn't know how to get anywhere. He'll just pick a direction and go, and hopefully that's the right way. So he doesn't really track people down. He just sort of stumbles into scenarios where he can take advantage of a pirate. And he just so happens to live in an era where there's pirates under every other rock. So he can probably find one pretty easily. But compared to everybody else, as an assassin, he's probably not the most like effective, like compared to everybody else here.
Because like if the other dude is stronger, then he doesn't really have anything else to like deal with it, right?
That's true. He's
like,
not like
there's
the
no like
strategist
trickery. Yeah, that's definitely something that helps out a couple of the others.
If this was a swordsman tier list, he'd be very high up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think B will fit. I think he fits alongside the sort of specific kind of jankiness of the other characters in B tier. He would be high tier basically any other list. So he's B for this one. Yeah. That nerd, Armad, Zoro is a cleaver, not a scalpel. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He doesn't do stealth. Yeah. All right. Zoro is in B tier. Next up,
a bunch of people were saying C, actually. That's surprising. Like,
really? Next to Matt Damon? We want to put him in Matt Damon's tier?
Really?
I don't know.
We got a lot of people going C. Okay, we're gonna start talking about Ezio, but I will put a poll up for B or C tier for Zoro. All right, so while you guys are voting on that, let's go ahead and talk about Ezio from Assassin's Creed. We had like an Assassin's Creed character, right? And Ezio's like the guy from Assassin's Creed.
It's called Assassin's Creed. Like, come on.
He's suave.
He does everything that we're talking. He's stealthy. He's got a lot of options.
He's stealthy. He's stabby.
Yeah. He's stealthy, he's stabby.
That's my argument for putting him in S tier.
I mean,
I think Ezio is S tier. I think he should be S tier.
Yeah.
I think, as an assassin, but like, you look at who's in S tier, and I'm like, he's gonna get wrecked.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring up the list again. I think he fits in that S tier. Yeah. Like he's the John Wick of the Renaissance era. So
Wick being there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ezio fits S tier. Let's go with that. And then the poll is confirming Zoro to be B tier. 62% for B tier for Zoro.
All right.
So we'll leave him in the B tier. Okay. Next up we have, so I see some people saying Hit should be on this list. I did put a Dragon Ball character. For some reason, Hit was not the character that I went to first. Instead, I thought of Mercenary Tao, the guy who could rip a tree out of the ground and throw it and ride it.
So
and
good.
He could kill people with his... Wait, shit. Was it General Blue who kills people with his tongue? Fuck. I messed that up. Blue is the one who kills people with his tongue. Shit. Was it Tao?
I've definitely recall seeing a clip of Tao doing it.
General Blue killing people with his tongue actually doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it was Tao.
Yeah.
It pauses. This man got bodied by a child.
Blue with his tail. That's why I'm getting it mixed up. He kills General Blue with his tongue. So yes, a bunch of people in the chat are correct. Yeah. That's why I was getting mixed up. So yes, he kills people with his tongue. He rides tree trunks through the air.
Literally breaks physics.
Also, he's one of the only Dragon Ball characters who recognized a Super Saiyan and went, "Nah, bro, I'm not gonna deal with that shit." Later.
Smart.
Making him one of the smartest villains in the series.
Him and Mr. Satan. Yajirobe a bit too. Like,
yeah.
So, Hit would be an A or S tier anyway. So we could just say that Hit would be up there. But for Tao specifically, and this is good because we have a bunch of characters up in the higher tiers. Where should Tao go? I think he should be pretty high up. He's not S tier. But I think he could be B or A for sure. Just because he's, well, okay. There's another way to take it. Because he's a fun character, but he's also just like a horrible shithead who will be hired for a job and then will quit in the middle of it. And he's not loyal at all. Because he was technically hired to protect that like gangster or whatever. And then when Gohan showed up and revealed he was Goku's son, he was like, "Nah, I quit." And I did say earlier that quitters are not allowed on this tier list, so maybe he should actually be lower.
Yeah,
that
maybe.
Feels like where we've put B tier people.
We can give Damon a friend.
I'm thinking he's maybe Matt Damon level.
Because being able to kill someone with your tongue is very impressive. And again, defying the laws of physics. While not very stealthy for an assassin, it sure would scare the hell out of your targets that you just came flying in on a tree trunk that you ripped from the ground. So there's definitely
if we're thinking about it as
there.
If we're thinking about it as like, who would I want to hire off of this list? He's probably not one of the higher ones.
Right.
I probably wouldn't want to. I probably wouldn't pick this guy to get a job done.
That's a good way to think about it. Like, who would you want to hire? I would not want to hire this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down for putting him. I realize I put D on the poll instead of garbage, but I think that's a good reason to put him in C. I would not want to hire him. I also would not hire Matt Damon as an assassin.
I'd be much more likely to hire Matt Damon than him. But okay, well, that's fine.
That's true,
then again, I would have been really impressed by the tree surfing. That really got me.
The tree surfing at least makes him more of an effective, like interesting assassin than the Terminator or Oddjob.
True.
All right, so he's in C tier. Okay, next up we have Thane from Mass Effect, who's just a sweetheart, but he's also an extremely effective killer. Does anybody here even know who Thane is?
I was about to say, this one's all you,
the only one who... Okay. Well, that's unfortunate because I honestly didn't really care for Thane that much. I'm like one of the only Mass Effect players who didn't like get really invested in his story. I thought Thane was an all right character. I really like the vast majority of characters in Mass Effect, but he didn't really connect with me the same way a lot of other people he did with a lot of other people.
Some love in chat.
Yeah, so I am curious where chat puts him. I think I am leaning towards B because he's an extremely effective killer, but the only reason why he's doing any of this is because of like, yeah, he's held down by his disease. He's going, well, I don't know if held down's the right way to put it. Basically, he has a disease that's going to kill him. And he's trying to make money and stuff for his son, I believe. I think that's what's going on. I don't really remember specifically because it's been a while.
He's doing a Walter White, right?
he's trying to provide for his son or present and there's like a conflict later where he has like he wants to present like a role model for his son, but he's not there to do it. So it's a whole family thing. Kai Lang should have been the Mass Effect rep, maybe, but like we also barely know anything about that guy. I'm gonna say B unless chat you guys have an argument to put him somewhere else. Yeah, Kai Lang I think is pretty boring. He's one of the more boring characters from the series.
Master Radiant in the chat also, if that's a Stormlight reference, sick. But he says he cool, but he kind of all right in the game.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. Like he cool, he kind of all right. So B.
Seeing B's.
Honestly, now that I think about it, Garrus could probably have been on here too, and he'd be way up higher. All right, let's go ahead and put Thane at B, and we can get to these last few ones here. We got Corvo from Dishonored. I never play these games, so I don't actually know if I'm saying that name right.
Sorry, from what?
Dishonored.
Oh, Dishonored. Dude,
did anybody here play Dishonored?
Sam did.
No.
I did not.
Well,
okay.
This is
no. Just do a poll. Yep, it's 100% on the chat.
All right, chat. I think his name's Corvo, right? I'm not crazy there. I'm doing. If you guys decide to vote for A, then we will then decide whether or not he should be S. So A could also be S in this poll. Keep that in mind. All right, so you guys are going to decide this one entirely while we talk about the next one, which is, oh my God, it's different on my list. I think if we go back to that.
Also,
oh yes.
If it helps anybody, if it helps anybody who doesn't know Corvo, the Brawl Bro says Corvo is Ezio but with magic.
So, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
All right. So the next one up is Puss in Boots.
Man.
He's adorable. He takes down giant monsters. Unless he's actually hired to take down a giant monster, then Shrek just kind of slaps him around.
Yeah,
and
he
got arrested once, which is, all these other guys are above the law, but he got arrested once. I think that's a bit of an
Oh yeah.
Also, he had like a whole identity crisis in the last movie. Like he really gave up on everything.
Yeah, but he canonically has 9 lives. Do any of these other characters have multiple tries?
John Wick.
I guess John Wick is the only one here who can compete with his durability.
I don't know. Battle.
Koro-Sensei. I don't know what you're gonna do there.
Koro-Sensei, sure.
Also, if anybody's not seen the most recent Puss in Boots movies, for the love of God, go watch it. I don't understand how that movie slapped so hard. It was like they literally we're making this movie. Spider-Verse was awesome. You want to do that, but for Puss in Boots, and somehow people were like, "Yeah, do it."
Quick Fury does point out a good point, because he's a good swordsman but not a killer. He is introduced as a killer. He presents himself as a killer, but he doesn't actually really kill. So he might actually be garbage as an assassin, now that I think about it. I feel bad about that, though, so I'm gonna say B.
Yeah, Kage says he's not very good at his job. He's given up several times in his regulars. Yeah, no, he does. Like, that's the thing. Like, he portrays himself as this very, very confident character, but then when like things get hard, he does just like give up and like.
Yeah. I'm thinking, should we put him in garbage?
Oh,
is he garbage? Is the cat garbage?
No.
He might.
No, he's definitely not garbage tier, but I think he's C tier.
Okay, let's put him in C for cat. That's great.
All right.
C for cat.
Perfect.
Also,
Nice.
Corvo is going to A tier, is what they have.
Okay, Corvo's going to A, and we'll put Puss in Boots back into C. From B tier, if we can put Puss in Boots back into C.
He's jack of all trades. He's great as a swordsman, but not as an assassin.
All right. So if that's true, then if Corvo's going into A tier, is he a competitor for S tier?
Nobody. I ended the poll.
Yeah.
I'm putting up a new one right now. This is going to be a very quick one, so get your vote in really fast. Is he a competitor for S tier? We already have 4 characters in S tier, so he would have to like knock one of them down.
They're excited about C for cat, by the way.
Well,
okay,
should there be
the votes are like very quickly no. So
okay,
and then one of them.
Josh?
Should there be 5 in S tier, and then one of them goes up to GOAT?
Nope.
Yeah,
top four.
No. We move what he's saying. We move one to GOAT, and then one person gets to go up into S. We've done that in the past.
4 in S.
So there's still 4
to
GOAT.
No, I thought we did.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Because normally it's just top 4. So most of the votes, we got a 74% no. So Corvo is officially A tier. We have one more character before we get into the final vote. So we'll run through this real quick. It is the Fetts. There was some debate over which Star Wars character to put in here, whether it was Mandalorian, Jin, HK-47 was the one I was kind of rooting for. But at the end of the day, I think the Fetts are and we can group both Jango and Boba together, are the like epitome of the assassin / bounty hunter of the Star Wars series. And they also suck at their job.
They really do.
Yeah,
also,
really
Fett canonically lost to Samus, so got to be under her.
Gotta be under Samus.
Canonically.
So Jango Fett is such an efficient assassin that he hires a different assassin to do the job for him, who uses bugs.
Oh my God.
And then when that assassin fails, he just kills them instead. That's how good Jango Fett is. Boba Fett. What does Boba Fett even do? he knows Han can hide in trash. That's about all he does.
Like gets his jetpack smacked, which flies him into the Sarlacc pit.
Where maybe he should have stayed.
Yeah.
Hasn't been great.
One of my thoughts for like why Mandalorian should maybe be in this instead of the Fetts was in Boba Fett's own show, Din does more assassination work than Boba Fett himself. So
it's so sad. It's so sad.
Oh, Doug wants him in the Sarlacc pit tier. That would be very funny.
That's very good.
I mean, Sarlacc pit is basically a big garbage hole, right? Like, I'm thinking we put the Fetts in garbage.
I think we got to do it.
Yeah. And I know they do a lot of other badass stuff in the books. So there he goes. All right, so here's our tier. So we have our final 4, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this up with GOAT. We have John. Oops, I'm trying to write up the poll here. We have John Wick. We have Killua. We have Koro-Sensei. And we have Ezio.
You guys know what my vote is. Literally, like, before this stream started, that flashed for like 1 second because like Mike was like testing assets, and I saw Koro-Sensei, and I was just like, okay.
All right, so Chad, you're voting for
100% Koro-Sensei for me. Yes.
All right. Josh, who are you voting for?
I'm gonna go with John Wick because it would be just like him to come out of this fight somehow.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Koro-Sensei could throw John Wick to the moon.
and we are waiting your guys' votes in the chat, so you guys will have essentially the equivalent of 2 votes, because I'm going to vote for Killua, I think Killua is the one who deserves to be up there. I think he's the absolute best and the most enjoyable of all four.
I mean, Killua's awesome.
Kian, who are you voting for?
As much as I want to say Wick, I know that the correct answer is probably Koro-Sensei.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I was really hoping.
As much as it pains me.
So we have one vote for Wick. We have 2 votes for Koro-Sensei. If you guys vote for Wick, which the vote is currently Wick the highest, that will put it above because you guys count for 2 votes.
Wait, why do they count? What?
Because they're a bunch of people. They're not going to just be one vote.
The rules have always been we go to Mike.
We can't do that for this. I feel like that's unfair for this because we have 4 from us. Okay, Wick is pulling ahead. I'm gonna give it just like a little bit more. Actually, those of you who voted for Koro-Sensei, you have one chance to get the chat to vote your way. Why should Koro-Sensei win this instead of John?
Because he is like on an entire another level of power, like unbelievably like faster than light. Like he blew up the moon. Like he trains assassins, trains kids to be assassins for fun. Like, and look at him. look at it was tentacles all along. Okay, that's an Assassination Classroom reference.
The percentage of votes for Koro-Sensei went down as you were talking, Chad.
I love that.
Kian, can you save Koro's spot? Do you have anything to add?
Well, let me add, because I haven't seen all of Assassination Classroom. Does Koro-Sensei die at all?
I don't think so. Right?
Do you want to do like massive spoilers?
Oh, John.
Yeah. We won't spoil.
John Wick dies. If Koro-Sensei doesn't die, then I think that's good enough.
All right. There's your arguments, chat. I'm gonna end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. John Wick gets 41% of the vote, putting it just above Koro-Sensei as our GOAT.
I know that's wrong. I know that's wrong, but I don't care. It's also correct.
Way to go, I'm honestly surprised, but also I think that's right.
I love it.
I think that makes sense to me. He was my second pick under Killua, so I'm cool with that. Which means congratulations, Josh, you win, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Kian came in to argue for John, so you win too,
I also
win.
I also win.
There you go.
Just
there we
go.
go.
I still win.
Kiddo says this is so wrong. Yes, I know. I'm beside myself. This is.
Let's get this full tier list in perspective here, because I do want to just point out that this is a fucking mess. Like, if we look at the full tier list, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, what are the rules here?
And you tell that this came out, that we started this plan like an hour ago.
An hour before the show came up. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Sometime
I think this is really fun talking about all these characters.
Sometime soon, we're gonna do a Koro-Sensei Death Battle cast. Have we done that yet? I don't think so.
Did we not do that once? I don't know. But here's our final tier list. This is the official Death Battle tier list of who is the best assassin. Clearly, John Wick is the best and Boba Fett is the worst. That makes sense, right?
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
Yeah. All right. and their positioning on the specific horizontal lines doesn't matter.
Like,
don't worry about that.
People want Koro-Sensei to fight Saitama, and y'all put John Wick above him. You're crazy.
Hey, this isn't necessarily a power scaling tier list, Chad. Not for everybody. Everybody has different rules for this, which is also why it just is a mess.
Who would you hire?
Yeah.
Who would you hire?
Who would I hire if I needed
John
someone
Wick.
dead? Koro-Sensei, because it would happen in about 5 seconds, and he'd be back.
He'd be like silly about it and have like some moral grandstanding.
He would disappear before my eyes and then reappear, and he'd be like, "It's done," and then he would have some delicious treat from whatever local fair was near there because he picked it up along the way and would share it with me.
Oh, wow. Why didn't you use that as your argument? Because I would have voted for Koro-Sensei if that was your argument. I want the snack.
God.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Kian, thank you so much for jumping in for this to discuss Deadly Assassins.
Oh, yeah.
Super fun.
Oh, yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Doug in the chat says, I'm hiring Oddjob because I feel bad for him.
Oh, I love that.
At least I'm getting a lot of validation from the chat right now. They're like, exactly. Yes. Chat's completely. Yes. That is exactly what would happen.
Chad, they're the ones who voted you wrong. Like, come on, this doesn't
It was
count.
close.
This doesn't count.
Only a little bit more than
It
half
wasn't
of them.
that close. It wasn't that close. There was a pretty good gap. All right. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. Take care.